In tonight's video, we explore 3 different places where you can park your camper van overnight. We look at a roadside park up. We explore the luxuries of a campsite. And we also visit a pub stop where David doesn't have to cook the dinner. Stay tuned to find out which of these overnight camper van park ups is our favourite. Good morning. So this is where we've woken up. Where are we, Claire?
Bakewell.
We're in Bakewell. This was our park up overnight. You can see it there.
We've got a Tonka toy park behind us.
We've got a Tonka toy park behind us. What do you think to the park up, Claire?
Love it.
Yeah?
Very peaceful, quiet road, cows and horses opposite us, which I was watching pretty much all night.
Yeah.
So yeah, lovely, really nice.
Let me just show
very
you.
Picturesque, isn't it?
Let me just show you Claire getting all excited over the cows last night. What are you doing, Claire?
I'm watching the cows. He's put them to bed and they didn't want to go in, and they're all waking up. I'm in my element. You weren't quite as excited about the cows, was you, David?
No, I wasn't, because we went for a lovely walk last night. It was like a circular walk. We're probably going to repeat it this morning, and we had to walk back through the cow field. Now, they were all congregating on the actual pathway, so I was really concerned that we were going to get crushed. So yeah, I didn't really like that. The cows are standing on our pathway.
They're going to move, don't worry. Look, they're moving.
Oh, well, can we...
They're moving.
There's 2 on that side and the rest on the other. If they...
Oh, hang on, those 2 are holding... They're the naughty 2 of the bunch,
if they join forces... Right, go on you 2, go on. Up it, up it, up it. Get off... Could you get off my path, please? Oh my God, they're having sex.
No, they're not.
Oh. Anyway, someone is waiting for their walk. So let's go for a walk. Claire's got a surefire way of making sure that it doesn't rain whilst we go on this walk. She is carrying an umbrella. So it definitely won't rain. It's actually a scientific fact. If you walk carrying an umbrella,
You won't need it.
you won't need it. There goes Mary Poppins.
No. Again. You're not going in there.
So that's complete deja vu, that is. The thing about Bakewell is very dog friendly, as you can see there. And they're allowed in most cafes and places. But watch this, the exact same thing happened last night with that exact same pub. Tissy, what are you doing?
You're not going in the pub. We're on a budget.
Let's go in the pub.
We're on a budget. Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
So on our channel, we've always been told that we've got integrity, we've always been told that we do the right thing, and we've always been told that we don't sell ourselves out, okay? Now, I hope that after this next session, you will still believe that that is the case. Now, we've been sent a power bank by All Stars. It's their S700. Now, they're not paying us anything. They just contacted us and they asked if we would like to try one for free. So I said yes, please, with absolutely no intention of endorsing the product. My intention was to come on camera to you guys and say, look, this is the S700. This is what it does. If you want to buy one, go and buy one. If you don't want to buy one, don't go and buy one. So let's have a look at the product. So this is the All Powers S700. Now, I'm not going to ignore the elephant in the room. It looks absolutely hideous, I'm not going to lie. It looks like the guy that designed it has thought, what should a battery look like? He's gone into Halfords, he's seen a car battery on the shelf, and he's gone, that's a good idea. But do aesthetics count, and does that all matter? So it's got 606 watt hours of power, and it's got 700 watts capacity, but it peaks out at 1400. So I believe if for a short period of time only, you could use a product that's up to 1400 watts. Now that's not as powerful and there's not as big capacity as our Bluetti. However, the size of it is significantly smaller. I would say that's probably half the size of the Bluetti, and weight wise, I wouldn't say it's half of the Bluetti, but it is lighter than the Bluetti. Now that works really well for us because it means I can put it on the side. I can still use the rest of the side to put my laptop on to do a bit of editing. It works really well. In terms of ports and in terms of what you've got to charge with, so you've got 3 USB ports on the side. You've also got a USB-C, so we actually charged our MacBook last night in an hour and a half. You've then got 2 of your AC plugs at the top. Now we got a 600 watt kettle, and I actually use the 600 watt kettle in this. The Bluetti does it, but it's very temperamental. You've got a couple of lights. It's probably just blinded you guys. I'll let you have a quick blink and get your eyesight back. And then on the screen here, this is where I think it does come into its own. It actually tells you how many hours worth of usage you've got left. Now, as if that wasn't good enough, it's also got an app. And if you go into the app tells you how many hours worth of usage you've got. And for people that can't do their 24 times tables, it not only tells you how many hours, it also breaks it down into days and hours as well. The other thing that works really well for us on the app is you can switch things on and off remotely. So you use the app, Bluetooth, the battery can be at the back with the LED lights upstairs plugged into it. Obviously they're not in a minute. I can be in bed, I can sit on my phone and I can turn the lights off, which is fantastic.
Perfect for a lazy David.
It stops all the faffing of Claire having to climb over me. I can just turn it off on the app. Now, things it doesn't have that some of its competitors has got, it hasn't got wireless charging on the top, so you do have to use a cable. The other thing it came with is come with a 100 watt solar panel. Now that 100 watt solar panel, I'm really impressed with that as well, because in the sunlight it actually pulls in pretty much 100 watts. Some of the competitors don't quite pull in what their capacity is, and even in the shade the other day we were pulling about 58 watts of power, which I thought was really good. One other thing that I've just remembered comparing it to the Bluetti is that when you charge it at home, it doesn't sound like a jumbo jet is trying to land in your spare room where it's plugged in. I think it's quite a good product actually. You know, for me personally, I would recommend it. It's up to you guys if you want to go out and buy it. But like I said, I had no intention of endorsing this product when it was sent out. But yeah, I think for us, I think other than the fact that it looks hideous, I think it could be a bit of a game changer, to be fair. So yeah, check it out. About 500 quid on their website. So after that lovely park up at Bakewell, we're on a campsite. How lucky are we? Now the reason why we're on the campsite is because we had a few jobs. So you probably have seen that we've just plugged the van in so that we can get a bit of charge back into the van. We've also put the solar panels outside so that we can charge our battery pack. But yeah, look at this place actually. So this is Ashover Heights. Ashbourne Heights. We've got Lily outside there. That's where she belongs. And then look, this is Dale View. And those, I guess, are Dales. What we thought would be really good for this video is we'll run through a few sort of benefits of staying on a campsite versus park ups, because we've done both this holiday. So I'll pick you up in a bit and we can chat through sort of the reasons why we want to be on a campsite tonight.
One of the great things about a campsite is you can set your furniture out and eat outside.
One of the other benefits of a campsite is you can use the bonnet of your van and the wing mirrors as a laundrette without people frowning at you. Probably wouldn't do that in a lay-by, to be fair. You can even make yourself an outdoor office, or I'd like to call it my editing suite, without anyone blinking an eye. Look at that, editing with that view in the background. One of the other benefits to staying on a campsite as opposed to a park up is that you can have a drink without having to worry about anything if you're the designated driver. Now, if we was at a park up, one of the things I would say is that you could claim that you had no intention to drive the van, but the police can still arrest you because it's not down to them to decide whether you're innocent and guilty. So you would then have to go to court to prove that you had no intention of driving. Another benefit to being on the campsite is that we can use our electric kettle and we don't have to worry about boiling a kettle on the gas. Okay, so that's us packed up and we're going to leave the campsite in a minute, but just wanted to cover a few things about campsites for you guys and why we use them and what we like and what we don't like. So first of all, there's certain things that we do need a campsite for. So we haven't worked out a suitable way of emptying our toilet except for at home or on a campsite yet. So we do need it for that. We also sometimes need electricity. Now, I don't trust our leisure batteries at the minute. I think they're on their way out. But yeah, I mean, they're the bonuses of the campsite and the showers, because we can only really wash using pits and bits in the van. Now, if we look on the other side of the coin, so what don't we like about campsites? We find them quite restrictive, so there's a lot of rules on a campsite. You can also only go to a campsite where that campsite is. So sometimes you're restricted and you don't get the great views that you might get if you went to a pub stop or if you stopped in a park up. So you've got those, and that's the other side of the coin. The other thing we do like sometimes on a campsite is to relax and chill out. So we like a campsite where I don't necessarily have to drive. So somewhere where we can park up that's near amenities that we can walk to, that's near a bus route, a train, something like that. So we could go away and get out and about without having to take the van off of the campsite. So that's kind of a bit of an overview. We're now going to head, we're going to a pub stop tonight, so we'll compare that and we'll throw that into the mix as well. But on the way to the pub stop, we're going to take you to Dovedale, which is a place that we really love. So we've arrived at Dovedale, and just as we was driving, we was discussing the campsite, and I think we're fairly agreed on it. Claire, do you want to just give our opinions on that campsite?
So, for us, it did what we needed it to do. We wanted to freshen up, we wanted to empty our toilet and just relax outside our van. But the campsite itself wasn't great. There was a pool, which was a bonus, but it wasn't managed very well, and understandably you can't take your cameras or phone in there, but the lifeguard literally sat there on his phone the whole time. So, you know, and it's not really appropriate. There was young girls in the pool. What else? The showers, well, my shower literally kept going hot and cold, so it wasn't very nice. The shower in the swimming pool was lovely, so I would recommend booking a session just to use the shower in the swimming pool, because that was much better than the actual shower block. The shower block was miles away from the touring part. It was in amongst the static caravans, which don't really need the shower block, so it's pointless. So yeah, it was a bit of a walk. But, you know, it was just a base for us. It was just for one night and it did what we needed it to do, but it's not somewhere we would go back to.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would add to that is the thing that it's got going for it's the location. So it's easily accessible for the Tissington Trail, and it overlooks the Dales, and that's probably about it.
Yeah, there were some nice views, to be fair.
But I was really annoyed by the lifeguard on his phone in the swimming pool, because he was on his phone for 25 minutes. His eyes didn't leave that phone. There was all sorts happening in the pool. There's people pushing, shoving each other, and it said on the signs not to do that. And yeah, he was sitting right by a sign that said no phones allowed. So yeah, baffles me. Anyway, let's go and enjoy Dovedale. So, we've had to stop because the gladiator herself has said she can't make it.
I haven't had enough breakfasts to do this.
You've had 2?
Can't really count that as 2 breakfasts. It was 1.
Comment down below if you have cereal, right, and then half an hour later you have a yoghurt, is that 2 breakfasts?
No.
It is.
It's a snack.
Do you want a bag of crisps? That's amazing. I don't know if you can see that, but this trickle actually comes out of the ground. You can see it bubbling up through the hole in the ground, and then it joins the River Dove. Look at that. Things she'll do for Insta.
I don't think I can get back.
Don't step on Tessie's head. That's lovely. I could be a professional photographist.
I've got to try and get back now.
I think swim.
I don't know.
How did you get down there?
I don't know.
It's not that deep. Oh, Tessie, go and jump on Mummy.
No.
Mummy wants cuddles.
Oh, Tessie, go back to Daddy. I'm alright now. I'm alright now. I'm facing the right way. I'm good. I'm good.
Mary had a little lamb, she tied it to a pylon. 1,000 volts went up her tail and turned her wool to nylon. Okay, so after nearly 4 hours of hiking, and we did about 10k, I don't know what that is in English, but Claire's watch is foreign. We are now back at the van. Probably pick you up at the pub stop now. Good morning.
Morning.
So we stayed at a pub stop last night, as we alluded to. Claire, where did we stay?
The Oakover Arms.
So we stayed at the Oakover Arms. I'll be honest, I'm not sure the exact village that we're in, but one thing I will tell you, I don't know if you noticed, across the road there's actually a footpath that goes down to Dovedale.
Oh no, I didn't
So
notice
we
that.
are very close to Dovedale. It was a really good pub, I thought. I actually gave my dinner last night a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
you said to me, what could make it a 10, didn't you? And I said it'd have to be pizza, so I don't think I could ever mark something that's not pizza as a 10, but it was the best curry I've ever had. So it was a buttermilk curry, it was gorgeous. I shocked myself by ordering a curry, but she said about it, the waitress, and I fancied it.
Yeah, and I predictably had a burger.
Claire, but
it was a slab of burger. It was a massive piece of meat, so I did take some home for the dogs.
Of course. But I thought it was a really good pub
It's a lovely
stop.
pub, yes.
I think for families in the summer, the garden's lovely. You've got like a beer patio, you've got the beer garden with grass, and you've got a children's play area, so plenty.
Yeah.
It's definitely a dog-friendly pub. Because
They've got a dog bar, so they've got like a shelving unit with loads of dog bowls. You can just take a dog bowl, fill it up with water from the dog bar. And yeah, so really dog-friendly. You can actually take them in the pub as well, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to get to the point of what this video was for. So the idea of this video was to compare park ups versus campsites versus pub stops. What is your favourite?
It's got to be a pub stop for me, because you can go into the pub, have a meal, you ain't got to worry about cooking or washing up. I also feel a bit safer because you're in a car park rather than at the side of a road somewhere. It's normally more peaceful when you're in a car park somewhere at a pub stop. Yeah, it just takes the stress out of it a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree entirely. The things that I would say about it is, number one, yeah, the whole safety aspect, and also the fact that you know you're allowed to be here because you've asked the pub's permission. You're not going to have someone come along in the middle of the night, knock on the window and say, did you know there's a bylaw here that you can't park there? So for peace of mind, I like it.
Yeah.
The other thing I will say is you get a lot of criticism online for pub stops because people say, oh, well, it costs an arm and a leg. You might as well go to a campsite. Well, last night we spent, I think it was £36 on dinner. That obviously got us to park here overnight. If you paid 25, 30 quid for a campsite, you would also buy your food on top of that.
Yeah,
you'd also have to cook it,
yeah.
Which would take time and effort. So if I'm honest, I think it's a bit of a gain, to be fair. I think you're actually quids in staying at a pub stop if you look at the whole picture. And that's why we like it. Also, I think with the pub stops, they're quite peaceful locations. We tend to find quite villagey pubs, which is really nice. The only caveat I'll put on that is be careful in some pub car parks because they have a great big floodlight, so make sure you don't park underneath that. But yeah, other than that, you get a peaceful nice seat.
But here, there was no, we literally turned lights on, it was pitch black. There was no lights, was there? So it was really nice, really nice and peaceful, yeah.
It was really good. So anyway, on that bombshell, we prefer pub stops to any other stopover. That doesn't mean that we don't like other ones, but this is what we would choose.
We like to mix it up a bit, don't we? So,
Go on, sign it off.
Doolittle's done.